Hello traders, it's Monday, and there is no better way to start your week than with another successful challenges overview. Once again, hello everybody, I'm Simon from FTMO, and what we are doing is that we are funding successful traders that are able to pass our evaluation process. And since our evaluation process is consisted of two phases, which is the challenge and the verification phase, we are gonna look at both of them right here, right now. And since we have been so overwhelmed by all of the client requests and we just simply cannot manage to get them all into our videos and we don't want to be unfair to anyone, we have decided to switch back to our old format where basically we pick the challenges and the verification phases ourselves. So here we go, I've got two very nicely finished challenges and two very nicely finished verification phases. So this is the first challenge and it is done on Blueberry Market and it is for $100,000. Right here you can see that the balance curve is kind of all over the place and that makes it just more interesting. Now keep in mind that this is just balance curve, not equity curve. So that means essentially that if he had some positions that were left open, this doesn't really reflect that. And of course, this is the case for all of the balance curves right here. Now here is the interesting part, the trading objectives. And I can judge that this trader was kind of patient since he traded for 15 days. He didn't really rush to the end because some traders just have 10 minimum trading days. And that's fine. But I can just see that this trader was probably patient. Now judging from the max daily loss, you can kind of guess that this trader was probably kind of disciplined since the max daily loss was not breached and he or she used some stop losses because there is still a reserve of $300 or so. So it was getting close but not really enough to breach it. Now with the max loss, this is not actually the case, and if you look at the profit target, you can see that this trader actually made almost 500 more than he or she was supposed to make, so that's great. In the statistics, you can see that this trader opened 141 positions using volume of 460 lots. The win ratio is above 50%, so at least there is that, and the risk-reward ratio is actually quite good. It's 1.23. So together it's still viable strategy. What I really like about this account is that when you look at the daily summary, you can kind of see that it was active during all of the trading days. So there is kind of a huge activity during all of those days that he or she traded. And there are kind of a big profits at the end of the challenge, but this is not a big deal since profits were made just during the entire period. Now right here in the trading journal, on the last page of course, you can see that this trader was not really just a day trader. He or she held the position over maybe sometimes multiple days, I guess. This is probably just over one night. Right here you can see, yes, this was just over one night. Now other positions were closed pretty much during the same day, but yeah, otherwise I cannot see really a definite pattern here. And the same is true for the instruments, you can just kind of see a bunch of stuff. Down here you can see that this trader mostly bought, sold a little bit, made a little bit of profit on that, but not really that much. And regarding the symbols, this trader traded some indices, some forex, and even a little bit of gold. Alright, so this is it for this one. This account seems really nicely balanced and that's just great. So let's look at another one. Now this challenge is also for $100,000 on FTMO with LMAX data feed, and the balance curve right here is not really that fortunate for this trader, but even so this trader managed to finish the profit target without any major dips or spikes. And once again, one of our more patient traders, because he traded for 12 instead of rushing just for those 10 trading days. The max daily loss and max loss are respected even more nicely. They didn't even come really that close to being breached. And the profit target is really nothing that unusual here, but it's just fine. Now what makes this account special is not really the amount of trades or lots or the win ratio, which is basically just a coin flip probability, but the risk reward ratio, which is quite high, is 3.45, and that's just great. In the daily summary, you can see that there were truly some losses at the start of the challenge, then actually some profit using this volume, and some losses here and there, but basically most of the profits were stacked at the end of the challenge. And this is quite a huge volume, but keep in mind that he used 8 trades for that, and this trader used 32 trades for the entirety of the challenge period. So even if it seems that this is just a huge volume, chances are that it is distributed quite nicely, just as you can see right here. So clearly you cannot really see 60 lots being used just for one trade. Now I suppose that this trader is mostly a day trader, judging from these trades, mostly from these profitable trades. Well, actually this trade is held overnight, but otherwise I guess that mostly this trader is a day trader. This trader made most of his or her profits on selling, not really that much on buying, rather that was a loss. And regarding the instruments, you can see that there are there is just one commodity, and that didn't end well, as you can see, and other instruments are just Forex. Alright, so this was quite good. Let's look now at the verification account. This verification account right here is for $100,000 on Purple Trading, and the balance curve, as you can see, is just going up, and there is no real one single huge spike or one single huge dip. There is a small dip at the start, but really nothing that terrible. In the trading objectives, you can see just the one special thing, and that is the profit target. Max daily loss, nothing special. Max loss, still nothing special really, but the profit target is awesome, since this trader made 3,800 more than he was required to. And me personally, I always like to see traders that are able to generate more profits than they are required to, and not just stop right when they finish the 5% on the verification account. But even if you reach just that profit target and you stop trading right away, I totally get it. You don't want to risk anything, so that's probably a smart choice. So anyway, let's look at the statistics now, and you can see that the win ratio is almost 60%, so that's quite good, and the average risk reward ratio is 4.6, so that's absolutely amazing. Having this high risk reward ratio with this high win ratio, actually the win ratio is not really that high, but combined together, that's awesome strategy. And I don't have the strategy of this trader, but I can already guess that it is pretty good. So now right here you can see that most profits are stacked in the beginning of the verification, and that's fine. It's not like just one trade in one day. It is actually split across 6 or 7 days, so that's completely fine. And yeah, I pretty much appreciate that this trader went on and traded some more, even though that he wasn't really required to. Now down here in the trading journal, you can see that it is just one page, so this trader didn't really open that many positions. It is actually just done in 19 days, and all of the trades were done in the same day that they were open. So that essentially means that this trader is a day trader, and he is paying some of those commissions. So that is the nature of Purple Trading ECN. And also this trader is just trading Forex. And yeah, right here you can see that he or she traded truly just Forex pairs. So that is British pound and New Zealand dollar, British pound and US dollar, Euro, US dollar, Euro and Japanese yen, British pound and Australian dollar. And actually made some losses on this one. And the chart right here shows that the buys and the sells are in harmony, in balance, and that's just fine. So this trader didn't have any real preference for selling or buying. Alright, so this is it for this verification account. Once again, I really appreciate this profit target, and let's look at the last account. This is the last verification phase that we are gonna look at today, and it's for $50,000 on Admiral Markets and actually on MT5 platform. So the balance curve doesn't look all that great, you know, it's pretty wild. This trader actually was at negative numbers until like 51 or 48 trades. And that's actually half of all trades. So half of the time, this trader was at negative. And even so, this trader managed to get his profit target at the end, and that's just fine. In the trading objectives, really nothing that unusual. Didn't really come all that close to breaching his max loss or max daily loss. And regarding the profit target, this trader actually made $300 more than he or she was required to. So that's also pretty great. Now, as I probably already said, this trader made almost 100 trades using 143 lots. Now the win ratio is just 51%, which is not really all that good. But combined with a risk-reward ratio of 1.37, that's still a pretty viable strategy. Now regarding the daily summary, you can see that this trader started off with a huge loss at the start, and that's not really all that good, but in another 2 days he managed to make it back. And from there, basically, he made some more profits. There was a huge dip, but after that, he managed to make it using 10 lots on this very day. And it was still split into 7 trades, so that's fine. Right here in the trading journal, you can see that he traded mostly Forex. And right here, you can see that he didn't pay swaps on British pound and US dollars. But he was actually paid the swap. So basically, because he was shorting this instrument and because of the difference in the interest rate, he actually could get positive swap. So that's at least somewhat interesting, I think. And now looking down here, you can see that he mostly sold, didn't really buy all that much. And when he did, he actually lost on that. And truly, quite frankly, this trader specialized on just 3 instruments, and that is US dollar and Canadian dollar, British pound and US dollar, and euro and British pound. Alright, so this is it for this account. I don't think that there's anything else that is worth commenting on. And yeah, we will see this trader become FTMO trader. And with that, of course, this is the video. So if you have any feedback for us, you can leave it down in the comment section. And of course, don't forget to follow FTMO on social media and subscribe to our FTMO YouTube channel. And as always, trade safe.